Grand Rising, everyone. It's the 18th of August, 2025. Yes, it is. It's Monday. Monday. Yeah. I'm trying to relax in the predicament that I am in. Yeah. And I am relaxed. The ancestors had to grab hold of me and they said, let me take over. You just represent, you see, you know, you watch, you escape. Whatever plot, plan, scheme, ridiculousness someone would want to do to you, right? Okay. So, okay, let me put these granola things up and get down to the knit and the grit. Reason why I am on here, and trigger warning, but I guess I am a trigger. So, but I just say it anyway. Trigger warning, okay? Because I'm just seeing some unbelievable, detestable things that go on. And I remember reading somewhere in the Bible where it said, when God got angry with the people, the Israel people, his chosen, where it says, his chosen people. Now, my belief is this world this earth we navigate on is never going to go anywhere, right? We decease and go somewhere. But this earth is the Most High's creation. And it's just my belief it's not going anywhere. Now, today, I guess I wanted something that I probably didn't need, and but nevertheless, it's the action of the individual that fixed it. And typically, when I go somewhere where I could, see, or I'm very spontaneous. If someone else is preparing my food. So, this person, I don't know, we could be around about the same age, but she looked a little bit older than me. Nevertheless, they were over 18. They were not a teenager. They were over 21. They were over their 20s. I do know that. And even an 18-year-old knows right from wrong. I believe the Bible says 13. 13 and up, you are responsible for what you do. Now, I'm in a whole nother state. Once again, I don't know any of these people here. I do not know them. And if they know me, it's because of the people who have started this MDK smear campaign over my life, because you hate the Most High. Because the Most High made us all. The Most High said, walk in the light, not darkness. the Most High even cautions us through the words of King David in Psalms, where King David say, Elohim, please don't be angry when you chastise me. So we know that the Most High has a dark side if you put two and two together, right? So we all have a dark side. And as we can see with some pastors and prophets and stuff that have been in scandal, just like anybody else. Their profession, though, says that they should act in a different manner, which we all should act in a different manner that upholds us in right light. Now, I could see my preparation, prepare my thing. And what she did, I immediately thought about 2020, when some people were just going into the stores, opening up ice cream and licking it when we had a pandemic going on, right? This is what this individual did to the egg that was supposed to be on my sandwich. So, again, the ancestors had me docile. I didn't say a thing because they're going to handle that situation. Yes, they are. So anyway, she's preparing my thing. She put the egg on the bread and she goes like this as if she licked it. And even if she didn't touch it with her tongue, she just wanted me to see her do an act that she shouldn't have done. It was still too close to her person for me to be consuming it and not her. And further, now a lot of you have been blessed with a raise at these particular restaurants. And yet you're still working, right? You have been blessed with an increase in the minimum wage. And again, I don't know her. Furthermore, if I did know her, it's not anyone that I'm sleeping with. So I wouldn't want my husband to lick anything of mine, and nor would he want me to do that to his food. Okay? But if we were to do that, his mouth has been on my mouth. So it's like a no-brainer, right? But for somebody random in a profession preparing my food, I mean, I just need to let you know that you have enacted a judgment to come upon you, if not that establishment. That's what you do need to know. And again, I didn't provoke you to do that because our conversation was very friendly from the start to the end. But you still did something that was unbelievable, and I saw it. So I took my sandwich. I didn't say anything to her. I just journaled, what the ancestors will have me write, and they're going to take care of it. But just the audacity of someone purposely licking something where if you have a disease like hepatitis, right? Do you know that you could be liable for making someone sick? So, and I'm saying this for people to get a clue. If someone don't particularly care for you and you know this, I will be mindful eating out, because I mean, I think hepatitis can be, dirty silverware, stuff like that. But for this person to have the audacity, and I believe it should be an arrestable offense, because again, I don't sleep with you, and I really do have a problem if someone spit on me. Now, see, I probably would handle it differently. We would have police involved. But since I saw you, I just, threw it away, because I call righteous judgment on you, if not you and that establishment. Okay? And on yesterday, I was going through some things because, there's something going on with my car. And everything is working for my good, because I guess I'm seeing people who have joined this bandwagon to have done something to me when I'm a Floridian, right? Some people who have done some things to me, and I guess I'm seeing them and they're seeing me, and they're angry. But you're grown. You jumped on a pyramid scheme which could have you cased up for RICO crimes, and then you have the audacity to put some of your bodily fluids that I do not share with you, because I ain't sleeping with nobody, and further, I would not be sleeping with a woman. You put your bodily fluids on my sandwich that, if you had hepatitis, could transfer over to me, by you doing a foolish act which should be arrestable. So I would think twice, people, when you think, oh, I'm going to spit in their food, I'm going to do this, that. If it's ever proven, you should go to prison for causing a sickness on someone. See, that's prison behavior. That's what goes on in prison, where a lot of you are going to be going, because of stupid decisions that you made, which that will be one of them. You don't put your bodily fluids on anybody, more or less their food. And then, you wonder why people want robots to take over your job. And then with the compassion and the empathy and the empath, I'm saying, we can't have robots. I mean, because that would take people's jobs. What are they going to do with all these people? And then, because this is not the first time something like this have happened. So I'm like, now saying to myself, okay, in the Bible, when I was talking about the Bible earlier, and they say, when God say, I'm going to, because of you all's disobedience, I'm going to scatter you among people who hate you. Right? That's what the word says in the Bible. And a lot of Israelites or, melanated people say, oh, they're talking about us. That could very well be. Well, you know what? My situation started with some of us. And I don't really know the story of the Moors, but I think the Moors also sold some slaves, and some Africans, did too. I don't know the story of that, so I'm not going to get into that, but I just, heard it in passing. Maybe I have to look that up. But in my case, it's like a goulash. It's not only melanated people, because this particular woman who did this today, she was not melanated, she was Caucasian. So, in my case, it's not, it doesn't have anything to do with race, because there's a multitude of you doing diabolical bull crap to me for no apparent reason, because I didn't provoke it. It's something that you did to me in secret, and you're like, oh my God, my secret is now in my face. The things I did to her is a lie, and I'm going to be looked upon as a liar, and maybe even go to prison and be cased up in RICO crimes behind my foolish act. Your foolish act, I'm saying, right? And so the only thing you can do is be childish like that when someone patronizes your employer, because you don't own it. And you can very well be, let go, and then what? So, when you're doing stupid stuff like that, you really should think about your action long term. Because I know my health is good. Again, I don't want anyone licking on anything that I am paying for, patronizing your establishment. And I'm letting you know from this day forward, if anybody does anything to me in that retrospect, you will lose revenue. Your establishment will go down in the dumps. And the employee who did do it to me, you will end up fired and have a hard time finding employment. I'm calling righteous judgment on you right now. So, it will behoove you just to do your job. And if you don't like me, I would prefer you to roll your eyes than to put your bodily fluids or something on my food that can harm me. Okay? So, you can just keep that on your mind, because it is imminent. Okay? Don't do that to no one. I don't care if you don't like them. You have a job to do, and nothing on your application says, okay, when someone comes in here and you don't like them, you do this or that to them. You're not even in the military, and you're trying to do war actions, but the consequences that you will incur will not be something that you can handle. So don't do it. Period. Anyway, I'm telling you, my thoughts on yesterday about what happened to, people that look like me, or what happened to, anybody, the Jews who ran into Hitler, right? It's just an atrocity for people to act ignorant, to try to be hostile takeovers on anyone because they think that they can do that. It's not right. And then I ask, if the tables were turned and it was you getting what you put out there, how would you handle it? How would you feel? Okay? Before you do something, how would you handle it? How would you feel? How would you get out of this mess that y'all trying to keep me in my car after you done stole something from me, trying to cover stuff up about me? I don't deserve to be out here. I didn't put myself in none of your contracts. You decided to do that before I could even speak a word or acknowledge words or able to make a decision for self, because as I know it, but nowadays it has changed. I believe you can be 16 now and or younger and go get on birth control. Before, you had to ask the permission of your parents. See, more and more as we allow deviant, diabolical behaviors to go on, they're making a child become grown before their time, letting them make decisions that by the time they get 22 or 23, they'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. But then you have an adult who's looking or should know better and to advise you, wait, think about this. Like, you know, it was on the news, so I guess I can say your name. What's the basketball player? Gabrielle Union and her husband. You allow your young child, I mean, if he decides to change his mind, something comes back over him again, you know, God didn't make a mistake when you came out of woman's womb. I'm just saying. You should have said, I would just wait a little bit till you get a little older and then decide to do that. Right? We're allowing children to make life-changing decisions. Supreme Court Justice, you know. I guess that's because of the things that's going on in secret with our movies, our music, and those who spy on us. That's also in the Bible. So again, the book has mysteries. It's telling us, because you know, you producers, you all have some intellect, but as we can see lately in some movies, at least I see some examples of what I'm experiencing, but then they change and flip either the character or the person is Caucasian or they're another color, but it has happened in my life. So, you know, you're trying to be slick in that way, so I know somebody is watching me at all times, and you're making money off my hurt, pain, and that's not flying. My ancestors, the Most High, ain't letting that go unnoticed either. I'm not here for you to keep me in bondage. And again, I didn't sign up for any of your contract, and I don't work for anybody. Because if I did, I would have a payroll coming in, and I wouldn't have to be in this car. So when you decide to make money off me and ignore my complaints to a judicial system who's supposed to protect, serve, judgment, so a victim can have justice, Grand Rising John Lewis, Ida B. Wells, Malcolm X. You don't get to spy on people, hold them down, and then turn around and make multi-million dollars off making music, books, movies, going to be a motivational speaker about somebody else's life that you know about, but the person don't know you because you're spying. How many days out of the week do the Supreme Court justice work? But yet you're there for a lifetime. Y'all hold secrets about something. About a whole lot of somethings. That's why you are there for a lifetime. If y'all get my point in case. And then, who is making the movies and the music? What do you call those people? Kanazi Jews or whatever. I think they say you're really not the Jews. Are y'all the spies in everybody's house? And then you go have the producer, you go get the producer and say, oh, you produced this and blah, blah, blah. Is that what's going on? Because I know somebody walking around here after they done seen the movie and say, dang, I seen something like that happen last week. Don't think that's by coincidence. I mean, when people say, oh, we go people watch, some people are doing that literally. And it will be some people that you wouldn't suspect. But I decree and declare, uncover that Most High. Uncover the truth, because some people are hired for something else, but they doing something else. I'm just saying. But thank God for the upright people who see this, know this, and you know they're doing something about this. Because my life in my house, obeying the laws of the land that are written in stone, as you know we say is written in the books, doesn't say anything about the people in power get to look inside your home, make movies, produce them, music, produce them, and you stay poor while we stay rich. Come on, people. Now, if you're watching the movie and you say, oh, that happened to somebody for real, that's because it really did happen to somebody for real. Right. So anyway, I want my piece of your action that you took against me, hostile takeover, without my consent. I want my money. I want my justice. Period. Praise the Lord, the ambulance is going by. Anyway, all I'm saying is, when somebody is trying to just live peacefully on the earth, you should let them. Because it also says, be careful what you do to people, because unaware there could be an angel. Is that not written? And God, the Creator, loves His angels. I'm just saying. In other words, leave people alone that ain't bothering you, that ain't even thinking about bothering you. But so many of you have done that. And I guess y'all got, I was talking to y'all through, the phone or the cameras that you have in my car. So you hear everything that I'm saying. Every day, all day. Hostile takeover. Intrusiveness in my private space. Anyway, all I know is when God said, I am going to scatter you for your disobedience among people who hate you. Now suppose that happened to you all today. Suppose. Now, Yeshua, as it was said, he was here, and at 13, he just wandered off and went to check on the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and then him and his posse was moving right along together, going to city to city, while he had to straighten some things out, and people didn't like his truth. Kind of like me, I'm pedaling around from city to city because of something that was done to me unjustly. And when is somebody going to stand up and do the right thing? Or does the wrath of the Creator who created us all, who sees all, who already wrote the story out for us how we are going to end up, and somehow he has to tweak it when we stay in the darkness, because then wrath comes about. You have sickness, disease, Mother Nature, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Because the Spirit can tell you, oh, leave. And that means you will miss something that's going to transpire, but you're going to get out. But because of y'all disobedience, mistreating somebody that don't even have nothing to do with you, but you done came into their life as a child, and you still want to be here and do diabolical things to them. Shame. May you be turned around in disgrace, and shame be all over your face. You stole something from me. You try to take my dignity. You try to take my good character, my good name. Operative word is try, where you can prove nothing of the sort. And if you use any video, any words that I spoke, because, right now I tell you, every now and then when I get mad, I do use profanity, and I'm still connected to the Most High. And he still loves me and shows me favor. Okay? So, you can pass judgment or not. And even in my profanity, I'm talking to the one who has come up against me unrighteously. I don't just go around bothering people like you all have done. I don't go around scoping out someone to see how I can become a predator to take what's theirs like you all. I don't go around seeing how I can unalive somebody so they can't tell my secrets about who I really am in the face of others. I'm this character that they think that I am something special, but if they really knew who I were, and I'm talking about my karmics, the ones that sit high in high offices and those ones who sit low or in mediocre positions up under these hierarchies, who's supposed to be examples, who's supposed to pass righteous judgment, not be biased or be a part of a clique or your secret society of riotous living. You cause riots. That's what I see from these secret societies. Not all of you are bad, but then with my situation, a lot of you are a part of secret societies. And I'm not saying that everyone in there is rotten to the core, but then again, I don't know, because I'm still waiting for my justice. So anyway, I would just be cautious of what you do, because the sky is the eye of Elohim. So you can be way in the Netherlands, Dubai, Portugal, wherever you are. That's why they say his eye is everywhere. There's a sky everywhere. That's why when the shuttles was going up, you wanted to go further, but that space shuttle can't. And it won't ever. The only time you would go past that rim is when you go in a casket. So anyway, stop it with your bull, because my ancestors, my angels, and Elohim sees you. I am going to get what's mine. This diabolical family that stole me, switched me at birth, and think that somebody else is going to walk in my shoe, whoever you are, and I know that there's many, there's even a male trying to be me, which is, I don't know. I mean, I know we have both spectrum, male and female sides to us, but no. Again, the Most High did not choose you to be me. If he made me, if we all was born on a certain day in a certain time, then you are you and I am me. And that's just on period. Stop trying to, you can emulate all you want, but you will never, and I do mean this, in this case, when you say never, you can say that. You will never become somebody that you're not. You were born at your specific time and date. And that's just on period. And trying to destiny swap, I told you, you better go read about Esau. There's an expected end to what he did to Jacob. So if you witches and warlock was reading that and say, I got her, I got him, or whatever, you have an expected end. And it ends up, it didn't sound too good what Esau is going to experience for doing that bull crap at the hands of his mother, wanted to change up what God said. Kind of like this diabolical mother figure of mine. You cannot And the person that you choose or you all chose to try to walk in my shoes, she can't, he can't, that's not happening ever on no dimension or realm. You can cancel that. Okay? And that's even if my life were to end right now, you still would not be me. And you most definitely will not have what's mine. Period. Okay? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But I do want my justice. A person wanna see something change. If you call yourself the judicial system, I have reached out to many. You know, like that stupid brother figure of mine, I'm gonna contact OIG. Well, I contacted them too, child, about you all. I'm waiting on my justice, because you know what y'all did. You took something from me. You put false documents in the judicial system and said that it was real when it is fake. Come get me so I can speak up for myself, not have an imposter. Natasha. Okay? Or whoever else you are. And, you know, if my eyes serve me correct, and they was trying to hide their face, I could have swore I seen somebody who called herself a tarot reader. And when I was watching her one time, I think she did say her name. Something with McGee. I thought I seen you in this parking lot where I'm at. So, you know, I hope you're not my doppelganger. And I hope you wasn't in this parking lot spreading lies to anyone. Because, like, when I seen and noticed your face, I had to walk and, you know, try to get a closer look as you was turning, and you tried to put your arm up so I couldn't, but I had already seen your face, so that let me know I was on to something when you were trying to hide your face. So if you are one of my threats, I saw you, I would advise you not to come near me, by me. Because if you are the liar, wow, the eye in the sky besides Elohim saw everything that you tried to do. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go because I was meant to see you. You thought you were leaving incognito, but then the eye said, look. And I'm like, ooh. But anyway, you know who you are. You know what you're doing. Enrico, judicial system. One person, little old me, against all you dum-dums. Monkey see, monkey do. Nobody has a brain for themselves. It's like, okay, follow the lottery ticket. Actually, I am your doom. I'm not your lottery ticket. As you can very well see, nothing's going according to your plan, and it won't. Period.